have a suggestion to those who want to know the Word of God, who want to understand, who truly want to understand. There are some people who, they can do without it, so they think. But then there are people who actually really want to understand the Word of God, but they don't want to do church. They are not with that church stuff. Now, I know I've not known myself to be called to the streets, right? But I'm called to everyday people, grocery store, park, wherever. But I don't have that grace to go into what you would call a hood and be able to reach people, because I didn't grow up in that, and I don't always relate to that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I know that I don't have as much of a grace. Now, of course, I can probably do some one-on-one, but I probably couldn't go in the same way as another person could into the hood and preach the gospel. But for those people who just not with the church stuff, like they don't want to go to church, there's an antidote for that. I believe that most of the time there are people in our lives who we know be on that God stuff. Whenever you go around them, they're going to be talking about God. That they're not for your lies. That they ain't supporting nothing that you're doing that's illegal. That they don't got your back when it comes to integrity. If you're not integral and stuff like that, that person is truly about the Word of God, truly about living that thing out. So the antidote for going to church, if you really want to know the Word of God, is to link up with those people who you really be trying to avoid. Like, you really have a desire to know it, but you're just not trying to go in the church building because the church people are this and the church people are that. That's another story in and of itself. But there are people around you. There is somebody around you who has the Word of God in their mouth. I'm saying, don't allow a massive amount of people that you've seen in the church building have some kind of inconsistent ways or thought processes, or they're not as thorough in the things that they say they believe. Don't let that deter you from learning the Word of God. Don't let that deter you from getting to know the God that created you. He put people around you, and I'm almost 100% sure that there's people in everybody's life who they know is for real about God. I'm almost sure of that. So God has implanted people in our lives, that can help us along the way. Like, your learning does not have to be in a church building. Your learning can be on your front porch. Heck, you can be smoking a blunt. You can be drinking alcohol. You can be doing anything and still learning the Word of God. And it's the Word of God that my post that I made, and I heard this in a sermon, but the post that I made about the dusty Bible will lead to a dirty life, but if you use it, it'll clean you. So while you're smoking, while you're drinking, while you're fornication, while you're still doing all of these things that God deems unpleasing to Him, He'll clean you up, and those things that begin to fall off of you, those desires that you have that are not pleasing to God will begin to fall off of you, and then you'll start to desire what pleases Him. And then that's when the godly life begins to present itself to other people. They'll see that, they'll know that. Please, guys, I beg of you, do not allow a few people in this world that claim the title Christian, that claim the title child of God. Don't allow those people that claim to know their word. They can preach it to you. They can tell you front to back what the Bible say, but can't live it. Do not allow those people to deter you from getting to know the God that created you. We're going to have some people who are hypocrites in this world, but it's up to you. It is up to me to make the decision to live my life and to live your life for God. Please, guys, there are people around you who will teach you the word. There are people around you who will give you the best of what they understand. And then at some point, you got to take that thing and you got to begin to ask God to give you clarity. You got to begin to ask God to help you understand. You got to begin to ask God, Lord, I don't get this. This ain't really up my alley. And talk to him just like you talk to anybody else. He understands you. He understands you. That's my antidote. That's the answer. That is, if you are that person that wants to know the word of God, if you're that person that has a desire to draw closer to God, he says in his word, draw near to me and I'll draw near to you. So first and foremost, we have to do something. He's already given the invitation. He's giving you the invitation to come close to him. And it does not matter what your lifestyle is. It doesn't matter where you've come from. I come from a lifestyle of homosexuality in the past. It didn't matter. God says, draw close to me and I will draw close to you. So what he did for me was he cleansed me and purified me and took that thing away, took that desire away. I didn't do anything. I didn't have to do anything besides draw close to God. And I tell you the same thing. It does not matter what your vice is. It doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter who your grandmother is and what she's done. It does not matter. It does not matter. I'm telling you, it does not matter. If you desire to draw close to God, he will draw close to you. If you need help, inbox me. I'll help you. I know people that'll help you. We got small groups that'll help you. I'm telling you. Listen, God has a desire to get his word in the earth. God has a desire to get you to hear his word because he has a desire to receive you as his child and bless you with all the many blessings that comes with being his child, both here on the earth, because you don't got to wait till you're in heaven to get your blessing, but here on earth as well as being with him when you leave your body, when your soul leaves your body. So y'all be blessed. I'm going to be out. See y'all later.